So some more of the Epstein files was released, and we learned that Elon Musk, Steve Bannon, and Peter Thiel is on the list. And I'm not saying this for a gotcha moment to Maga. I'm not doing this like, oh, see there were some Republicans, because we already knew that Bill Clinton was on the list. We already knew that Prince Andrew was on the list. And I've said many times here on the channel, as well as every other Democrat, progressive, liberal person that I know, we've always said if a Democrat did something wrong, we want them held accountable. That's what we've always said, because it's never been political to us. So what really irritates me the most about when more of the list comes out, it's always, ooh, see, there was a Republican. Ooh, see, there was a Democrat. It's about the victims. It's got nothing to do with political party. It's about the victims. And if you truly care about those victims, then you would not care which political party that the perpetrators were aligned with. You would want to see the perpetrators brought to justice. Now, I'm not saying that Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, or Steve Bannon did anything wrong. Just because they're on the list doesn't mean they did anything wrong. I can be open-minded here, but I think we need to see everything now, don't you? Because the very ones who have preached so hard about that list, Elon's the one that blew the cover on Trump and said, oh, he's in the files, that's why he's not releasing them. So here's my point. These people are the ones that have talked about it the loudest. These people are the ones that use it to build their platforms. And now they're on it? I think we need to see all of it. Now, I'm going to play you a clip here of Steve Bannon. This is him admitting that they can't mess this one up. They're going to have to go ahead and release the files because they can't afford to lose even 10% of that MAGA base, and they will if they don't release the files. This is what Bannon was saying back then.
It's not about just a pedophile ring and all that. This is about who governs us, right? And that's why it's not going to go away. For this to go away, can we blow the brake, by the way? Can we blow the brake, guys? For this to go away, you're going to lose 10% of the MAGA movement. If we lose 10% of the MAGA movement right now, we're going to lose 40 seats in 26. We're going to lose the president. They don't even have to steal it, which they're going to try to do in 28, because they're going to sit there and they've disheartened the hardest core populist nationalists that's always been who governs us.
Okay, now I want to show you a clip of Bannon later realizing that a lot of MAGA is waking up and they do see through it and they are putting the blame on Donald Trump. And in this clip, you can see Bannon starting to panic. Take a look.
With a special prosecutor, has to be an independent special prosecutor has to take over. Do you believe that DOJ and FBI right now, with the guys who are all close to, Pam Bondi, Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, do you think they have any credibility left to pursue this?
No, and I'll tell you exactly why, Steve, because in 2016, we trusted the plan with Trump. But now Trump has become the deep state. The exact thing we voted him in.
Why do you say he's become the deep state?
What is more deep state than covering up for pedophiles? Why would you go to that island? Why? Tell me, why would you go to that island? Why would you go on the plane?
I agree with that person. There's nothing more deep state than covering up for pedophiles, especially when you are the side who have ran on this subject and ran it into the ground, talking about how that the minute Donald Trump got in, he was going to expose everything. You can't hand social media influencers phase 1 and say, this is the moment you've been waiting for, and then never give them the phase 2. They're going to be like, wait a minute, where's phase 2? I know I would be. I know if I showed up and got phase 1, I would look at it, and when they did look at it, they went, well, shit, this ain't nothing we didn't already know. Tell us something we don't know. Where's phase 2? And then phase 2 never made it. So it does look as though Donald Trump and all the people like Kash Patel and Dan Bongino who built podcasts on talking about this subject, it sure as hell looks now as though they are the deep state, because now they're the ones covering it up. And I've played so many clips around the channel of Kash Patel back when he was on other people's podcasts talking about how the FBI could release it. The FBI is the ones in charge. It's on their desk. They're holding this back because of who's in the list. And now they're holding it back, and we're on the verge of a government shutdown. We had Adelita Grijalva out in Arizona get elected. She's vote 218. And now suddenly, for the first time, we're having to delay this person being sworn in. We're going to have to look at this a little bit longer. We're going to have to wait a little bit longer on this one. It's so blatantly obvious what is going on. It's one of the most obvious things that we've ever seen. And again, it's not about tit for tat. It's not about, ooh, the Republicans did it, or ooh, the Democrats did it. It's all about the victims in the story to me. That's who it's about. And I'm really not impressed when I hear Republicans talk about this for so many years, and then when one of them is on the list, then suddenly, well, someone went in there and photoshopped it. So you really believe these people care about you? You know, MAGA loves to run on this idea, too, that they're like this fringe outlaw group of politics, that they don't really buy what all the Democrats and Republicans are saying. Yet they're so weak-minded that they believe Donald Trump and none of his people around him could ever lie to them. They take them at their word. They take someone like Elon Musk at his word, someone who has more wealth. They'll never even come close. They'll never even make it into the cheap seats of his wealth. And they think he cares about them. I always say these people wouldn't wipe their nose on your Sunday best. They don't care about you. They've never cared about you. You're just a pawn in their game. And they know they can throw out this bullshit and tell you their name got photoshopped in there and you'll buy it. But when you buy it, what you're telling me is you really don't care. And what you're telling me is while you can be a conspiracy theorist for all these other things, you couldn't wrap your mind around the fact that your own side could be guilty or could be lying to you. And now we're on the verge of a government shutdown. And people are saying it's the Democrats' fault. And I cannot take anyone seriously that says that. So when I see people post about, boys, Democrats are about to shut down the government. We have a Republican president. We have a Republican Senate. We have a Republican House. How in the hell is it the Democrats' fault? And just for shits and giggles, we're going to go back and play this clip of Donald Trump back in 2013 and 2011 saying that if something like this was to happen, it's the president's fault. Take a look.
Donald, we're having a hell of a time trying to negotiate here in Washington. So tell me, if you were president, what would you do?
Well, very simply, you have to get everybody in a room. You have to be a leader. The president has to lead. I hear the Democrats are going to be blamed and the Republicans are going to be blamed. I actually think the president would be blamed. If there is a shutdown, I think it would be a tremendously negative mark on the president of the United States. He's the one that has to get people together.
They're not going to be talking who the head of the House was, the head of the Senate, who's running things in Washington. So I really think the pressure is on the president.
Yeah, the same guy that said we have got to get people in a room, we've got to talk these things out, is the same person now that says I'm not going to talk to these radical left lunatics because I'm not going to hear them out. That's why we can't take MAGA seriously. That's why I don't believe anything they say. That's why when they stand up on an issue and start preaching about it and thumping their chest, I never take them seriously, because when one of their own is on the list, they don't believe it. They block that out. When they have complete control of the government, they still find a way to blame it on the other side. So I just have a really hard time taking anybody like that seriously. But again, I will close where I started. This is not about politics. This is not about Democrat versus Republican. This is about the victims. You either care about the victims or you don't. You either want to see these people investigated or you don't. Stop playing politics with people's lives. That's what you're doing. When you get on here and, well, there's a Democrat. Hold on, there's a Republican. Wait, no, there's two more Democrats. Wait, there's two more Republicans. It doesn't matter. Political party does not matter in this story. When the women were standing up there talking about their experiences, I didn't hear any of them going off on pro-Democrat or pro-Republican talking points. They were talking about their experiences and they were wanting to see people brought to justice. And if you truly care about women and children, then it's not about politics. Doesn't matter whose name's on the list. And the thing I say to myself all the time is, what would it take? What would it take for MAGA to go, oh, because I have no problem saying put Bill Clinton in jail if he done something wrong. No problem whatsoever. But I wonder, what would it take? Video evidence, video proof? Trump said the other day, hey, you know, things was different in Palm Beach back in the 90s. And I'm just waiting for MAGA to jump on that one and just go, yeah, man, people used to do stuff like that. I mean, hell, that was before he was president. I could see us so going there. And that's why I never take these people seriously.